All right, let's talk about something that might seem simple, but is actually a real art form in Germany, dressing for the weather. This is about more than just looking good. It's a practical skill, and we're going to break it down.
And this quote right here, it absolutely nails the concept. Think about it like this. Dressing for the seasons in Germany isn't just guesswork. It's like you're carefully turning the dial on an old radio, trying to find that one perfect, clear frequency.
So what happens if you get that signal wrong? Well, you know that static you get between stations? That annoying hiss? Wearing the wrong clothes is basically the physical version of that static. It's uncomfortable, you're either too hot or too cold, and honestly, it can even mess with your health.
To really get this, you need to know one key German word, Jahreszeiten. It just means seasons, but in Germany, these four, spring, summer, autumn, and winter, are incredibly distinct. Each one is broadcasting its own unique weather signal, and that's the foundation for everything we're about to cover.
Okay, so let's start with the easiest ones, right? The loudest, clearest signals on our radio dial, the two extremes. We're talking summer versus winter. In a way, these are the simplest to dress for because their weather patterns are so intense and predictable.
And you can see that stark contrast right here. In summer, the signal is heiß, which means hot. That calls for leicht Klamotten, light clothes. But then you flip to winter, and you're dealing with kalte Temperaturen, cold temperatures, which demand warme Sachen, or warm things. Two totally different worlds.
Let's really dial into that summer frequency first. When we say leichte Klamotten, what does that actually mean on a hot day in Berlin or Munich? It's all about staying cool, staying comfortable, and letting your skin breathe.
So, what are the absolute essentials? Well, you've got your basics. T-shirts, leichte Hosen, that's light trousers, and of course, shorts and skirts. The real magic ingredient here is Baumwolle or cotton, because it's so breathable. For your feet, Sandalen, sandals, are an absolute must. And you can't forget protection from the sun. A sun umbrella, sunglasses, and a hood or hat are completely non-negotiable.
Now, let's spin that dial all the way to the other end of the spectrum and get ready for winter. Here, the goal isn't just about warmth, it's about full-on protection. You are literally building a barrier against cold, wind, and snow.
Your winter arsenal starts with the big guns, lange mantles, long coats, or dicke Jacken, thick jackets. Underneath, you need a dicker pulley, a thick jumper for insulation. But the real secret to staying warm is protecting the places you lose the most heat. That means Mützen, or hats, for your head, Handschuhe, gloves for your hands, and a shawl, a scarf, for your neck. And please, don't forget feste shoes, sturdy, solid shoes to keep your feet dry and warm.
Okay, we've covered the powerful, clear signals. But what about that tricky space between the stations? That brings us to spring and autumn. This is where the true art of dressing comes in, where you have to be ready for absolutely anything.
And you know, the German language has the perfect word for this. Übergangsjahreszeiten. It literally translates to transitional seasons. This is where the real challenge is, because the weather can swing from one extreme to the other, all in the span of a few hours.
Just picture this, right? You walk out the door in the morning and it's cold, so you need a jacket. By noon, the sun is out in full force and you're starting to sweat. But then, as soon as the sun starts to set, that evening chill comes right back. How do you dress for all of that at once?
You know, the goal, especially in the springtime, isn't just to be comfortable. It's about capturing a feeling. This quote says it all. A luftige, freshes Aussehen, which means an airy, fresh look. You want to feel light and optimistic after a long, dark winter, but you still got to be prepared. So how do you pull this off? The secret is layering. To get that fresh look, you might pair bunte Blusen, colorful blouses, with a lighter jacket. The real MVP of these seasons, though, is a modischen shawl, a fashionable scarf. It's so flexible. And of course, this is the time for that big wardrobe rotation. Time to move all those heavy winter clothes into the shrunk. That's the closet.
All right, we've explored the high frequencies, the low frequencies, and all those tricky signals in between. Let's pull it all together now so you can get that perfect signal every single time.
So here it is, your cheat sheet. For Frühling, or spring, think flexibility, fashion, and that fresh, airy feel. For summer, it's all about light, breathable clothes to beat the heat. Then comes Herbst, or autumn, where you're shifting to smart layers and sturdy shoes. And finally, winter, which is all about maximum protection. This is your guide to tuning in perfect. And that really brings us right back to the beginning, doesn't it?
When you master the Jahreszeiten, you're not just picking out an outfit. You have successfully tuned your wardrobe to the exact frequency of the German climate. You've gone from hearing static to hearing a crystal-clear signal.
So I'll leave you with this final thought. When you pay this much attention to something as routine as getting dressed, does it stop being just about comfort, or does it become something more? A kind of way of life, a daily practice of staying in sync with the world around you? Definitely something to think about.